Hey there everyone, and welcome to my very first full flight video in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Today we're going to be flying from Helsinki to Stockholm with the A320. It's going to be a lovely flight. Hopefully weather is looking great, and the latest Fenix update is also looking pretty great. The hotfix still pending, still not out. The fix is the drag on the flaps. But overall, it's been pretty decent to fly a lot better than before, like I said on the first look video. Today we're gonna be actually going on a full adventure, so full flight's gonna be on camera, and hopefully it's gonna be a lot of fun, like I said before. Very nice airport scenery as well, freeware. Entirely free. I'm going to be putting a link down below so that you can also download this lovely rendition of Helsinki. Just walk around the airplane just a little bit, see what's up. It's always lovely to walk around the Fenix model because it looks great. So we were using the tail that flew this route earlier today, because I'm recording that a couple hours after it landed, but I wanted to use the same tail. So LXK, very lovely Airbus. Let's get inside, get the things started, because you know time is money after all. So we gotta be wary of that. It's just turn the lights off because I don't want any of that. Then batteries. Oh, first of all, nav lights. Then we arm this. Wonderful. Then we can get the batteries going. Look at that. Alrighty. We turn the cruise supply off. External power coming alive. Then we align the IRS. So nav, wait for it. Gotta be patient here. Frame rate's still kind of weird. I've had better frame rates during the early SU10 beta. It has not been that amazing as of lately, but that's okay. It's really okay. Turn the screens on. We gotta take into account that it's a big airport, so it's fair enough. And it's not like it's slow motion or anything. It's just a little bit, you know. It's like 25, 26, which is not like the end of the universe at all. It's manageable. You can totally play just fine. I hope it's not that bad on landing though, once we get to Stockholm. I really hope. It is at the very least like around 27, the bare minimum. Okay, so let's get into the tablet and also get the route imported. So we initialize the request, wait for it to do its thing. I'm gonna have to load up the flight plan because I forgot the flight number, because it's not a number actually, it's that European thing with the letters as well. I mean, it is a flight number, but it has the letters, and I forgot the letters, which is definitely not ideal. But yeah, I forgot. Let's say I had to reboot my computer, like I had planned a flight, I loaded in, and then the Fenix was complaining that I could not connect to the Fenix app or something. Even though the app was open and in the system tray, it just didn't pick that up. So I had to reboot. And during that meantime, I forgot mostly everything. 9:37, it started at 1 p.m. So I'm gonna put 10Z for the departure. That should be more than enough time, and then we can get boarding going as well. And as we get boarding going, we can plan the rest of the flight. So 152 passengers today. We have 4.9 kilograms of cargo, and that's about it. So let's use fast time because we ain't got no time. Do the jetways actually work? I don't think they do. They're aligned though, so the passengers can probably hop. Like the door is open, they can just jump. If they're, you know, athletic enough, I guess they could do that. Takes a little bit of effort, granted, but I mean, you know, See, oh, they are linked. Amazing. So it saved that at the very least. It's going to take us 7 minutes to align. I assumed it would be longer because I heard, like, because of the location where Finland is in relation to like the magnetic pole and stuff, it takes longer than like if you were to align in America or anywhere else in Europe or Brazil and stuff. But it seems like it's a fixed time, so 7 minutes an average, which is interesting. Because I remember, like, with the labs, it would vary a lot, like, greatly, depending on the location. Which I assume this one would as well, because it models, like, the actual GPS positions and stuff. So I assumed, hey, it should probably also take that into account. But apparently it does not. It's whatever. Well, let's do the AOC knit as well. Because, you know. Oh, not ATC request. I keep clicking there for some reason. I don't know why. I just it's whatever. Okay, so we have 31 inside already. It's pretty good. Now we should load the flight plan because I need to see the flight number. I need to see the runway we're taking off from. Confirm the runway as well because the weather could have changed. Because like I said, I had technical issues today. For the first time with the Fenix, in all fairness, it's the first time I run through any sort of issues, so that's a plus. Flight number, he doesn't have, oh he does, okay, so Echo Juliet, so Finn 3 Echo Juliet, is that it? Yes, that is it indeed. So 3 Echo Juliet, Fenix is going to be 30 for today. That's what I set. As far as I remember, yes, that's what I had. Flight level 320. Airbus A320. Flight level 320. Pre-fitting. Short flight today, so it's gonna be like climb and descend. No cruise. 40 minutes planned, so it should be pretty quick. Align and reference. All right, confirm align. Let's wait for that. Should do its thing. 6 minutes. So that's great. Do we have a load sheet already? I hope we do, because oh yeah, we're gonna need it. It says 61.0. That's subject to change, but we're gonna put it 0 fuel weight 61.0, and then over here we put in 31.3. That goes there as well. I just realized I did not check where to park. That's gonna be a problem. I will have to resort to the Steam browser and hope the Steam browser doesn't let me down, so that we can go on flight radar 24 and well, the fuel is 4.8, so flight radar 24 it is, so that we can figure out where to park. I can do that later though, as like there's still quite a long way to go, so that we can see where the real flight parked. It's the thing that I didn't check. I checked where it departed from, Stat 19, but I didn't check where it actually parked or when it arrived in Stockholm. Should have that. So whatever. I mean, we're flying offline today, so I'm clearing myself to cruise already. I don't want to waste any time. If possible, that's very much the plan. Alrighty, so what do we have here so far? Let's check the departure runway. It's 4 left. So, ooh, that's gonna be quite a long taxi because I think we're on runway. The runway behind us is 1530, or is it? Yeah, I think it's 1530, something like that. So we're gonna have to go all the way there and then turn left and go all the way there. It's gonna be a long one, but it's fair enough. Let me actually make sure that it is in fact 4 left still, because things change. So let me go and meet our TAF. Just to, it doesn't hurt, you know, to make sure. Okay, so we're departing Helsinki. I want to make sure that the QNH is right. QNH is right, 10:15. Yes, it is 4 left. Okay, so let's put that in. 4 left, ADV3Z. That's about right. Yes, that is very much right. Insert. And yeah, that's it. I mean, I'm still not gonna worry about the arrival because it could change. It's unlikely. I mean, it's a 44 minute flight. So chances are it is not gonna change, but you know how it is, how things work. Sometimes sometimes things don't go to plan, so I'm not gonna be plotting the entire thing, because what if, you know, it'd be a waste of time. We can do that once we hit cruise out, or even a little bit before, because I mean, we're not gonna have a lot of time between our top of climb and top of descend, because then again, it's a very short flight, like really short. It's shorter than most like domestic flights in Finland, like Oulu, Rovaniemi. I don't even know how to pronounce that, but yeah, it's shorter than that. So we're talking about, like, you know, the window's pretty small for the weather to change, but it could. I mean, I don't know how often the updates, like how often Microsoft Flight Sim updates, but I remember Active Sky, it was like 15 minutes per update. The default setting, you could obviously change it to 5 minutes, but that could be like, that could be a problem if it updated on final approach. Like, it could be a drastic update and then you would you know, not quite enjoy that. I wouldn't transform things into a nightmare real quick, because it could be very abrupt, and it was generally very abrupt, like the transitions when the weather updated. That was one of my main issues with that weather engine, and it is still kind of is a problem with most weather engines in a way, the way how abrupt it is. Like X-Plane 11, the default one, also had a lot of abruptness, and Microsoft Flight Simulator as well, if we're being honest, like it does have the same problem as well. So it really is quite complicated. It really is quite complicated, but it's whatever at this point. Alright, so boarding is completed. That was really fast. My cabin crew is very efficient. We have the Finnish efficiency right there. You're pretty competent, as you could see. Wow, 8 minutes to board 152 passengers. That's a world record right there. Pretty impressive. I'm very happy with my team. Okay, so now we have everyone inside. We gotta wait for the load sheet. Actually, we don't have to wait for the load sheet. I mean, we could, realistically, it would be the right thing to do, but should we actually, you know, we could just go on the Fenix app and take the value from there. 61.1. It's always the same thing, because, well, I like to fly with a nearly full airplane generally, and it doesn't help that the specific configuration that I went with is I think it's 162 max, so it's a pretty small capacity. Like it's a fancy kind of airliner, and well, Finnair in real life, they fly with 174 seats, which we cannot replicate. I mean, we could pretend, like we could load 162 and load a little bit extra cargo and just make sure the zero fuel weight matches and stuff, but you know, I like the numbers. I like the I wish we had an option to have 174 seats, or any seat configuration for the matter. Like, I know the cabin's like, it is 160 something, fine, but 162. I know, I mean, it has 162 seats, but it doesn't hurt if they would change that on a tablet at least, and you could pretend that they have 180. Doesn't matter. It's not like you're gonna actually you know, walking through the cabin and counting the seats. It doesn't matter if it's 160, if it's 120, if it's 200 seats. Like, honestly, I mean, it's a model. You can pretend. It can be anything. I mean, at this point, we are pretending because this real airplane has 174, so it wouldn't be realistic anyway. Like, this current setting with 162 seats does not match what Finnair actually operates with in real life. And that's fine. So if that's fine, if I can fly a livery that has more seats than the actual add-on, so why not the other way around as well? Why can't I have more seats on a tablet than there are in the cabin? It doesn't make sense. I don't know why they're so like, no, we're not going to be changing that. You're not going to be able to customize the cabin. It's 162 and that's about it. Bro, I mean, you're flying EasyJet. That has like 184, 180, I don't know, 86 perhaps? And then 162 seats with EasyJet. Where's the immersion? Oh my god. Realism, where is it? Nowhere it should be found. Why not let us have 180 passengers? It doesn't hurt. I wish they would listen and let us have as many passengers as we want. Because why not? Like, it hurts nobody. It's just a cabin. It doesn't have to match. You know? The seat count down there doesn't have to match what's on the tablet, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's not like there are real passengers sitting there anyway. It's an add-on. It confuses me. It really does confuse me a lot. But anyway, we have the passengers in. We have the load sheet. Oh, finally. It took them long enough. So it says 61.1. I went on the rant. And it went on so long that the load sheet finally arrived. I think it's the first time ever that I actually wait for the load sheet to arrive. That's a brand new record right there. So it's a 30.9 here. And the fuel block's still 4.8. Yes. We can start the APU now. So let's put the seatbelts so that nobody can run anymore. They're fully committed. They're gonna fly with me to Stockholm. There's nothing in the world that will change that at this point. It's far too late. They cannot do anything about it other than perhaps cry, I guess. That's all there is to it. What is the Steam interface command again? Because I want to check the arrival, Stockholm. There's gonna be a problem. I think it's Shift Tab. Yes, it is. It is. I open the web browser, and it's Fin Echo Juliet. There we are. There we have it. Where's Flight Radar 24? That's not what I... It's not a flight I want. Let's try 807, I think. That would be it. I think it is. Fingers crossed. Yes, it is. Okay. So, arrival. What do we have here? Where did it park? Haha! There it is. There's no satellite, but I can judge from the picture that it is, well, I don't know the airport at all. I've been there like once and that was it, but it looks like, okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is like the one around the corner, so perfect. It's the corner one. Yeah, it seems to be like just like that, and it has stand 13. There we go. Okay, we got it. Stand 13. That's where... Oh my god. What was that white outline there? Never seen that before. Do we have APU? Yes, we do. APU bleeds on. We can turn the external power off. We can prepare for pushback and engine start. So beacon lights going on and the strobe lights as well on auto. And we called the pushback guy, Perkele! Okay, there we go. I called him. He should be arriving anytime soon. Oh, we gotta get rid of the GPU and choke and cones and the doors as well, which I think they should disable automatically. I'm gonna get rid of the GPU and the shocks, and hopefully the doors are gonna close magically all by themselves. And they do. They do. It's amazing. Legit, baby. Look at that. Let's go. Get the engine started. New engine starters sounds are so good, so realistic. I love them. Finally, loud enough, like properly loud. Okay, we should turn this parking brake off. Come on. So, squawking mode C. Amazing. Let's start the engine. So switch that. Wait for it to turn green. It's already green by default for some reason. I don't know why. It confuses me if I'm being... Oh, wait a minute. I just realized something. Wait. 4 left, 4 right. Oh my god, no. It's the long taxi option. It is the long taxi option. I just realized it. Is it? Yes, it is. What the hell? No, that's bad. That's bad. Let me actually check where they... I mean, it's out of date because it's from several hours ago. Center has changed, but no. No. Oh my god. That's gonna be a long one. Oh, Jesus Christ, for crying out loud. They got me. That's gonna be a long one. So 80% of the video is gonna be me taxi. Oops. Turn. Oh yes. On the grass. Perfect. That's a good start. What a way to start the airplane. It probably hit, but this would have been... I should probably buy it at some point. Stop. Default pushback, which is terrible. In all fairness, it's actually terrible. So parking brake. Engine 2 is available, starting engine 1. Go on external camera. How much of a disaster though that was. You know, definitely not the right way to do things, but hey, gotta do what you gotta do. If I had a proper, that would be nice, but you gotta make the trade in. Should be straight in, yeah, straight in, cross 48, and oh my god, it's such a long time. I lost. That was funny. Alright, so that one's available as well. Let's get the flaps. Oh, I didn't calculate performance, but I'm gonna go with flaps 1, so it doesn't really matter much in that regard. So we're departing for left. Oh my god, flap. I wonder why they're using that so, like, distant. I hope it's because 4 right's being worked on, because it would be so much easier to just use 4 right, you know? I mean, make 4 left for arrivals and 4 right for departure, because it's closer to the terminal. So, like, yeah, I really hope it's maintenance, or something like that. 45, 45, 47. Okay, let's put that down. Here we go. 45, 45, 147. Hey, boy. Okay, takeoff shift 0. Then flaps 1 down 02. Oh boy, that was a misclick right there. Down 02. And the flex temperature, what we flexing today? We're flexing is 63. Amazing. Oh, I didn't. That was not. Oh, that was. It's not good. It's not good. 1138, I think. I'm just gonna. I forgot what was there. I'm sorry. That was a misclick again. Oh my god. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so it's a 02 down. It should be about there now. That's a 03. Okay, 02. That's perfect. Okay, so we have the flaps, we have the ground spoilers armed, we have the taxi lights on, APU bleed can come off, and the master switch can come off as well. Now, we start our journey towards home. It's gonna be, the taxi is gonna be longer, I'm not even joking. Oh, they put the predictive windshield. It wasn't there before the update. I don't remember it asking for the predict to be on, so I've before, and it should be because it's an essential thing, even if you know it is like common practice. Anyways, like the fact it's not there, because the radar is like optional. Because, I mean, if the weather's clear, why bother? I guess I'm actually sure. A question for real life pilots, real world pilots: is it mandatory to use the radar, or is it optional? We can just like, you know, not use it if the weather's obviously clear, because you have eyes. I mean, you're a pilot, you have 20/20 vision. Like, if you feel like it's decent enough, I guess it would be okay. Actually, like, not. Okay, so now that's a problem. There's this taxiway, and there's the one to the right. They all seem to lead to the other side. Which one is the right one? Which one that will take me to the go? And which one is the one that will make me get lost? I assume that one goes to runway 15, the one to the right. And this one should take me to 4. I'm gonna trust my gut feel. It's been a long time since last flown out of Helsinki. It's been, oh my god, it's been really long. I think probably a year since, yeah, a year would be correct. And it was not even because I used to fly a lot out of Helsinki. Then the whole thing happened. The 2020 disaster happened, and the flight options were not very rich, and not like really different. The variety was just not. So I didn't feel inclined to fly Finnair anymore. To the Finns, like they parked most of the aircraft. They were flying like with one A319 and A321s, and the A320s were parked, something like that. And now the A321s are being operated by Eurowings, and 20s are back in action. Finally, right in time, because you know. Phoenix update rolled out, and there's so much of Finland that I want to see. In Finland at all in Microsoft Flight Sim. This is my first time actually flying out of Helsinki in Microsoft Flight Sim. I've flown out of Helsinki many times and prepared, even at Microsoft Flight Sim. That's the first time ever. So today's the day. Today is actually the day. We're exploring it for the first time, and I'm very excited for this moment, because I wanted to do that a lot before, like in already, but you know, I didn't quite like the A320 first. Like, I think I probably mentioned it on first look video. I didn't really like it beforehand. What the overall experience was just kind of frustrating, because I have like somewhat high standards. Like, I was the labs, which is a very respectable, very kind of aircraft. Amazing, doesn't let you down, it feels right, it is a pleasure to fly. It is a shame that it is for the wrong platform, because if that thing was out for Microsoft Flight Simulator, I would be flying that thing every day, every second of my life. I would be in my flight simulator, you know, I would 100% be dedicating 90% of my life to that thing because it is that great. But I just cannot put up with it anymore without the memories and all the performance issues. Even more so now the Microsoft Flight Simulator has deep super. I can like finally have temperatures and not have to worry about my graphics card melting down, which is a really good thing. You know, it's really good. It's quality of life in a way, because if you're flying but you're always worried about your temperatures, you're not actually enjoying the flight. You're more concerned about like the temperature lifespan of your computer than actually, you know, taking machinery and the aircraft and so on. That was me with Microsoft Flight Simulator most of the time before deep learning. I was always worried. I was like, oh, this looks great, it's amazing, but my GPU is like so hot right now. You know, the game looks great, but my boy, look at that temperature. Look at that. Oh god, that's terrible. It's melting. It's melting. It's a problem right there. So I couldn't really enjoy the experience. I couldn't fully immerse myself in that world and just let, you know, it was not as nice as it could be. And now that I don't have to do that anymore, it's like I took a huge, massive load off my shoulders, and I can finally actually enjoy the sheer act of flying. You know, picking a route like I did all day, flight simex and stuff, and just, you know, fly where my heart tells me to go and enjoy it, actually enjoy it without having to worry about anything. And it's something that you just don't want to let go, even if you gotta make some compromises, because like I said, the Labs is still my favorite aircraft. It's probably always gonna be, because I don't know, it's just it's something I really cannot explain. It's really hard to put in words, but it's it picked me up when I not literally. I mean, it's just an airplane add-on, you know, but it helped me a lot in like a very tough phase of my life when things were very confusing, and it was there for me. It's kind of sad to see that, because like a fucking airplane add-on there for me, but yeah, it was there. And it made things a lot easier. You know, I could distract myself, and I flew all over the world many times, but like over 1,000 hours, and it was a lot of fun. But the moment Microflight Sim came out and saw all that photogrammetry and all the satellite imagery and stuff, I just felt like, you know, imagine if that Labs was out for Microsoft Flight Sim. That would be great. That would be amazing. And that day has not arrived, but we have the Fenix at the very least, and it was not good enough up until this update. In my opinion, a lot of people think otherwise. They love the aircraft. I do have standards, and it was not up to my standard before. Now it is, and I'm finally enjoying it. You know, I'm finally like actively enjoying flying the Fenix. Yeah, as much as it still does have things that I don't quite, but I find it is better still. It's too bad, you know. It does the job. Does the job well enough. And you add the fact that you have lower temperature and you have prettier visuals. Alright, it's hard to all the CT that were there and stuff. It's just sometimes, you know, enough is enough. But It's forever gonna live in my heart, and I really hope they consider Microsoft Flight Sim at one point, because that's where it belongs, and it would be amazing to see the labs there. It would be, wow. I don't even know what I would do. I would be again. I mean, no, you know how it is. How much of 50%? To this thing. Oh yes. Okay, chrono's on. Let's go. There. Yep. And flex 62 SRS. Auto trust. Blue. Let's go. Let's try and not run on V1 today. Okay, knots check. Other knots. Oh yes, baby. Let's go. Oh god, it's the range, eh? I use my controller as a rudder, so it's a little tough to control. Rotata! Ooh, yeah, that does feel. Oh my god, what? So windy. What is going on? Ooh, scary here. We are somewhat stable now. Wow. As soon as I lifted off, it's like it was hit by like a big current or something. Wow, that was God, the frame. What's going on? That should not be happening, but it's okay. Let's have another 40 minutes. Hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, about it. So one can hope. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Great. Oh, look at that. Wow, Finland looks great. Microsoft Flight Sim. Really great. Look at that. We're almost hit speed retraction for flap. The flaps that don't really do much yet. Hope they fix that. But as of right now, they efficient in general. The drag is negligible, even with the gear out. It's still like very invisible. It's very strange, even more so if you're used to, well, I wouldn't say real Airbus behavior, because I don't actually know what's the real Airbus behavior, but when you use your high standard Airbus behavior, it just kind of sticks out, you know, but it's fine. Look at that. Would you look at that? So, increase the range a little bit. There we go. Chrono's already running. I wonder how the frames are going to be like once we get Sweden. Hopefully, not bad. It is a lot better than I imagined it would be. I was assuming the worst. Okay, let's get a weather for Stockholm. Okay, arrival. Let's see what we have here. Oh look. Wi-Fi's gone. No more Wi-Fi today. Oh, well, what is that? Oh, it is not. That's. It seemed that it was linked because I could be in. Oh. Never mind. It's good. Microsoft is every. Yeah, that does make sense. Okay, so I gotta change. But look at that down below. It's the lovely village. And we're all 10,000 already. It's a very fast climber. very fast line, but and we're heavy, so wow, impressive. And what is that? I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out a new way to record, because with ShadowPlay I cannot tab out at all, and that's a problem. It's a little bit of a problem, not being able to tab out without, you know, actually showing what I'm looking at. I cannot do anything during cruise. I cannot actually browse the internet or anything, because it would pick that up, you know. It's far afield, but look at that. Finland, you are great today. Okay, so find now weather 110.02. Temperature is 10 degrees. Chilly, 10 degrees. So 1014 at QNH. Where are we? Remembered a very important thing. The chart. I'm gonna assume it's cat. I could. Well, my phone. Never mind. It's not the end of the universe. It's not the end of the universe at all. Shouldn't be. Should be, right? Okay. So keep appreciating the scenery, because it's really lovely out today. Really, really lovely. As we do that, I should probably get on my phone again, because let's see. Stockholm is runway. What is the runway? 1014, yes, that's right. And the active runway is 19 right, 19 left. Or runway 8. I think we got 19 right, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm gonna wait a little bit, released until cruise, and then I worry about that. About planning the arrival stuff. Oh, seatbelts. We don't need seatbelts today. It's a little turbulent, so we're probably gonna be fine without them. Something else I could do is getting the map. I don't have the fancy Navigraph with the charts. Too expensive. I wish they would think about regional pricing. That would be cool. So far I have not really considered that. Like it's important. MC brief, for example. September. Okay, so here we should have. Oh yeah, there we go. So there's, as you can see, it's really close together. It's just 40 minutes after all. So you would expect it should be close. What have they done with the phones on Discord mobile? My god, it's terrible. Like it is actually terrible. I don't know if it's my phone, but it looks very scuffed. Completely random, but yeah. Really weird. Okay, not too long to go now. I mean, it was never too long to go. It was never a lot to go anyway, so 10 minutes in, just 30 more minutes until we arrive. Got a little bit of tailwind, 3 knots. 3 whole knots. Speed. I am speed. Really, really good quality stuff. Not too long until cruise. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Top climb, 1026. Top of descent, 1028. Yeah, boy. No cruise server, like I said. It's up and down, up and down. I mean, there probably could be a little bit of cruise if the flight level were different, like a 20, like flight 250 perhaps. I did that in England a lot. Like, if it's a short flight, generally they cruise like very low. So there's a little bit of cruise still. So we go in 3D. It's a little bit tight, quite tight actually. Like I remember what I was doing SB to SBRJ, and so you should probably like change your flight level because you're not gonna be able to make it DOT there. So you should probably just change your cruise altitude, and you know. It's just not worth it because it's too tight. Because it's like a 39-minute, 38-minute flight. So, and he was in fact right. It didn't quite make it. So I think it was it was not enough. There was not enough time to make it up there, which should have seen it coming. A Scene Brief, like I used to trust Scene Brief a lot, like blindfolded, whatever it threw at me, I would just I wouldn't even, you know, double check. I would just take it as an absolute, and that was a problem because there was one time when I was flying for a virtual airline. It was Austrian, and which was wrong, very wrong, because apparently, like, if you're flying towards the east, it has to be in an even number, and if you're flying towards the west, it has to be something like that. I'm not how it goes for up and down, but east and west, it's like that. And Scene Brief gave me a number for an eastbound flight. I think like Palma de Mallorca to Vienna. I don't know, Vienna. So yeah, I got conducted a lot of because of that. And ever since then, I have double checking just in case, because I used to trust it. If something, I would go like, yes, Scene Brief my answer. Yes, whatever you say. I make sure to check beforehand, because that was quite a pain. And I had like a good nearly 3,000, maybe more than 3,000 flight hours already. Yeah. For never noticing that. It's like I would let Scene Brief generate this stuff. I never actually paid attention to that there was a logic to the flight levels. I never really connected the dots, you know. I would just go with whatever, and I would realize that obviously, like, generally, like, it would vary and it would never be the same. Generally, like, if the departure was like even or uneven, so the flight back would be the other way around. But I never really connected the dots, like, oh, there's an actual logic to it. I felt like the ATC would assign on a flight plan that he had should be like different. It should be lower or higher than you were. But yeah, I guess. Because then again, like I have a very fun story, very weird story actually, with flight simulation in general. Like, I got into it back in 2015, flying the 172 around, and I got bored, went straight to the A320, and I didn't know much about aviation at all, other than I really wanted to learn it because I used to watch like Matt Davies, Scroll, and a few other content creators, and I wanted to be like them. I wanted to fly as well. So I did my homework, I studied a lot, I learned how to be, but I got just the actual, you know, theoretical bits. So I went straight to the practical stuff. You know, it's not quite ideal. You gotta have that basis, you gotta have that the fundamentals, you know. I went practical because I didn't care. I didn't want to know theory. I just wanted to actually fly. That was a mistake. That was a big mistake. And I eventually did my homework again to learn that as well, because it was weird, because, you know, I was out there flying my Airbus from A to B. I didn't know almost like anything about aviation. Like, no, I knew how to fly, I knew how to press the buttons, but I didn't know why I was pressing the buttons, you know. Like, it was more like, it's hard to explain, honestly. It's hard to explain, but I didn't have that theoretical backing in a way, you know. It was just I should do, but I didn't know what I was doing exactly, other than most things, basically. Okay, so almost at top of drop, we're gonna be sitting right on the 3-time, I think. I like to descend 5 nautical miles from descent. Nothing specific, like, it's just a preference, I guess. You can descend on TOD, right on TOD. I like to descend a little bit before, because it gives it a little bit of margin, so if the VNAV gets things wrong, calculates it wrong, you still got some more to correct. So that's generally why I did that. Okay, so now I'm gonna have to fetch a chart for Stockholm, because genius me forgot to look up the minimums, the radio, all. So I'm gonna have to use my phone again. This is a charts 19. So there's one on, oh my god, it's kind of UV airplanes. Oh, I open. It's a big. Okay, phones can quite actually raised. It's 3 Actually, pretty is. I like it. Where is the arrival? I want to see the arrival charts. It's RNAV. Departure. I want arrival. Where's the arrival? So many. It's gonna keep. Where's it? Okay. So it is. I'm gonna figure out eventually. There's so many. 19 right. It is. I think it is 318. Yeah, 318. Could it be that it's different now? The chart is from what? License to British Airways. 1905. Oh, 2005. Yeah, it's from 2005. It's probably changed. It says 318. Oh, there's another one from Vatsim, I think. Let's see this one. Because I want to make sure that it is in fact 318. Not even matters much, but gotta be realistic. ILS 19, right? Found it. And it's downloaded. Where is it downloading? I have so many notifications. It's gonna be hard to find. Oh, there it is. Can't open copyright files in Samsung Notes. What? What? Samsung, what are you doing? Now it's 267. Okay. So that's interesting. It has changed. This one is from 2021. So I will very much believe this one instead. So it's a 267 here for the radio. Amazing. Okay. So now we just descend. Quite a lovely clouds up ahead in the distance. Head grew heavy. Sight routine. I had night. Yeah, boy. Hotel Stockholm. Okay. I'm gonna keep the chart open on my phone for later on. So I'm sure we capture at 2500. So let me double check that. Make sure it is in fact that. So we capture. Oh, that's the second one. 2500. Okay. And the first one it doesn't show it, which is not handy. But yeah, I feel like we should be good for now. Because we got everything. That should be buzzer because what was that? What was that? The copyright warning. Samsung Notes complaining. Right, that was funny though. My God, seriously now. It's just a chart. It is just a chart. Oh, now we concentrate on arrival. Check the weather once again. Because it does change, you know, like I said, a window is pretty small for it to change, as it has changed, as a matter of fact. Look at that. Now we do have 2 knots winds. It's scary. It's the temperature today, 10, 14. Okay, amazing. Alright, so now we just kind of vibe as we descend towards the airport. Ooh, nice. So it's an L-shaped arrival. I like that. It's a very interesting arrival, isn't it? So 24 minutes, we're already descending. Already at 5,000. Amazing. Oh, as the stand that we're parking at. It's right around the bend. I should probably use auto brake medium or something. So if I'm gonna see now, then boom. Still getting the no-fly model. It's a lot different. Before it's a lot better than before as well, but it does take some getting used to. It does. I have not touched a proper A320 in so long. Just like I said, I really have not been using prepare anymore, and I was not like if it's update, I initiate. It's frustrating, but now we're back, and for the first time ever, I have a touch 20. Haven't been any H1. So I'm getting used to it again. Even though it's like riding a bike, it's one with you, you know. It takes some time to check the oldness, like, you know. Like when you're a footballer and you get injured, then you pitch time of 60 days, and then you get back. The first couple matches are always tough, and then you get right back into it eventually. It just takes a little bit of time to pick up the pace. It's kind of the same thing. You gotta pick up. It reconnects, like your brain just kind of, oh yeah, that's how you do it. So first it's like, how do I do that again? Like your muscle memory, unless you do something else, because if you're on the Airbus and then you take a break from flight simulation altogether, your muscle memory is going to be intact, because it's not gonna get confused. It's used to find A320, even though like it's been so long since you touched it. It's still the only thing you fly, so it knows very well what to do. But if you're flying many other planes other than just A320, and A320 only flying other airplanes, and then get back into the A320, your muscle memory is confused because it's flying a lot of different airplanes. Airplane behaves differently. You know, even the same airplane, depending on the engine option, depending on whether it has wingtip fences or sharklets, it also landing specifically on slowing down. The is different. It's subtle, but it is different. You know, like, I wrote an article once, enthusiast about the landing behaviors. The different landing behaviors of the family on the like the difference between the sharklet one, the normal A321, A319, how to go on about landing them, and the difference you watching out for. It was quite a fun, right? Because it's a bunch of different airplanes, and they all have their very own unique kind of, you know, behaviors, their quirks. Some say no difference. There is a difference. I'm pretty sure there is a difference because I've flown them a lot, so I would know. You know, obviously, like I'm not sure how that translates to real life, but the FS Labs ones, they do fly differently from each other a lot. It's different. There's no denying, like, especially like sharklet and wing defense. Wing defense, CFM, and the IAEs, they kind of behave the same on landing, like for the labs, because not a different technique for the Phoenix, but for the labs at 40 feet, I would be not on full flare, like a pre-flare, just like adjusting the pitch, coming down greatly, and then once I'm confident enough, like mid feet above ground level, then yeah, idle, trust, and then keep up 4 degree, pitch up, and voila. I mean, butter generally you consistently yield perfect landing rates regardless of weather or anything. That one was a little bit different. You would stare at 40 feet, but you would cut the throttle first. So cut the throttle, pre-flare, and then do it kind of the same thing, but it wouldn't, you know, idle anymore. So 10 feet, it would pitch up a little bit more aggressive, for 5 degrees, and land, essentially. That was it. And the A321 was kind of the same thing as the A320, but you would have to be more careful with the flare because tail strike clearance 9 degrees, so 40 feet around that ballpark. Throttle on, start your flare, and then at 10 something it would actually, you know, flare a little bit more aggressively, but not as aggressively, a little bit more flat, like 3 degrees, because the Airbus A321 has very important tail strike clearance. So you gotta keep that in mind. It's very important to keep that in mind, otherwise you're gonna be tail striking it. So yeah, that was the things that I would watch out for. The 19 was at 30 feet, like this one actually. The landing behavior at the 19, FS Labs 19, reminds me a lot of the Fenix A320. So 30 feet, beginning flare, pre-flare, proper flare, and then you fly towards the ground, flaring, not pointing it down, pitching up, but towards the ground, let it actually touch by itself. And once you feel like it's gonna drop, you cut the throttle. You know, do not land with the throttle on. Obviously, like, you fly towards the ground, and then when you feel like it's starting to lose speed and it's ready to make that contact, when you feel like it has arrested all the energy, then idle thrust, bingo, butter. No, like, the IAE though, the IAE was the only one that I lost. Because, well, to be fair, I didn't like that. I wasn't much of a 19 fly. I did like, I love to fly into SBR the 19, but that was it. Like, I would, or like I used to do Munich to Bremen as well with it. But yeah, that was all the 19 kind of, and it was CFM. Like, Lufthansa flies the 19 CFM. Eurowings did fly the IAEs, but they had CFMs as well. So I was flying CFMs, and TEM had around 3 or 4 CFMs. I would also prefer, because I'm more consistent with the CFMs than IAE. So it was a mixture of things, like me, kind of avoiding. They were tougher to land. It's funny though, because it does not translate like to the 21 and the 20 specifically. You don't have that behavior on the IAEs. To land big idle thrust kind of thing, so it's a lot more forgiving in a sense. If you cut too early, it's still got a little bit of, you know, floatiness to it. That's why I say you gotta make sure first that you give most of the energy, and then you let it drop. And granted, you gotta be low, because if you're high, it's gonna drop. So you gotta do that close to the ground, which then again takes me to the next thing, which is it does demand a lot of practice. It's not you're gonna learn overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. It does demand a lot of that, a lot of the practice, because it's about the timing. You know, the A320, it has to be done really close to the ground, but not too close, otherwise you just slam. So if you miss that tiny window, you know, if you time the flare wrong, if you time the idle wrong, you're gonna slam the airplane. That's why the A320 is so, like, people say it's hard to land compared to the 737 and stuff, because it has that unforgivingness to it, which the 737 doesn't have. But it's because they don't know about the secret. Like, it's just it's all about the timing. Once you get the timing, once you understand the behavior, once you understand that there's that tiny window, you gotta be in the window, and if you make sure to always be in the window and get the timing right, there's no going wrong. It's always gonna be, you know, butter. But then again, it takes practice. It takes time to understand it. Say you gotta bond with the flight a lot. And that's why in a way the labs is so special to me. I've been in terms of like flight hours. I've been with that one so long. I know it left and right, you know. I know it I'm down with my hands. Quite everything about it, all of its quirks and stuff. You know, it's familiar, feels familiar, and that's something I achieve. Familiarity with the airplane, which is here. Then nothing else stops you from like the butter. You know, it's all about becoming familiar with the airplane. No, becoming friends with it, learning what it likes, what it doesn't like, what makes it butter, what makes it not butter. You know, it's all learning the behavioral science of the. Once you learn the behavioral science, then it becomes better easy. So let's get prepared for our landing. The frame rates are really terrible. God help us. It's kind of tough. You can feel it. Like, okay, now back to normal somewhat, but no idea. I don't like what it's doing. Flaps 1. And this update has made it's like you're flying a fish with A320, but it's a fish as well, and it's very it feels like A321. You start slowing down before the decel point, and it does not like it gonna slow down. Obviously you gotta this stuff, but the decel point, like, slowing down by itself, apply the flaps as needed, and that is very much not the case with the 21. The 21 is very slippery. Depending if you're coming in way too hot, you gotta start slowing down a little bit before the decel point. You gotta maybe, you know, armed approach over here before the decel point, so that you can start flapping. It's confusing. It's really confusing. And that confusing. Look at the speed. Generally, you put flaps 1. It's a matter of time until it's at 200 knots. And as you can see, it's not easier. We should drop a lot sooner. We should not. But it could as well be the case. I'm gonna go with Rick Low today. I hope I don't regret it. Actually, the bend is right there. Is terminal. Is it that one? Which one is the terminal? I've only been here once. Okay, I'm going to drop landing gear. Then flaps 2. It's fast flaps 2. It's a lot fast. It's a lot too fast. This is not gonna work. Okay, let's pretend that it didn't happen. Then again, remember, not my fault. It's the airplane. It's an issue with the airplane, with the behavior. It shouldn't be happening. It's happening. It's not my fault. Do not blame me for this. Because realistically, they're working as they should. That wouldn't have been an overspeed, because as soon as I got flaps 1, it would have dropped to 200 like real quick, which is not happening. Jesus, yeah, this is not gonna work. It's very extra. Boy, I'm gonna have to disconnect it. Kind of go up and down, kind of wobble. Speed would lead a lot of it, and way too hot. Jesus, why is it coming in so hot? Sense. What? Nah, never mind. We're gonna be fine. The frames are terrible. Good thing. I think speed is
500.
After flat late.
100 above.
Off now. Dear God.
Priority left.
So that's
Minimum.
Great. So keep her easy.
200.
Nice. The warning. What is it? Why is it?
Light slow.
Oh, it's confusing. Oh,
Light slow.
what?
Light slow.
Well, a little bit too low, but it's fine.
40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
And we're down. And we're down. We're down. We're down. We're down. Woo, woo, woo. Ah, that was terrible. But what the hell is going on? Oh my god, my rudder is terrible. Oh yeah, I forgot they changed the sensitivity. I should change that. I should probably look into fixing my rudder sensitivity. But we're down. Let's pretend the rudder didn't overreact over there. Quite a lot. Hey, 40 minutes. Oh, forgot. I was too busy with the rudder. I forgot that I should have gotten rid of the reverses. It didn't install? What the hell? I installed it. What? Oh, I'm confused. I'm very confused right now. What is going on? I went into the content manager. Oh, maybe I had to restart the simulator. That makes sense. That would make sense. Ah, and now everything's so clear. Okay. Okay. It could be worse. It could be worse. So welcome to the airport. That landing was atrocious, but are finally here, and it's around the bend, so it's not that one. That's for sure. It's probably where are we? I'm confused. I wonder the map. Is the map actually zoom in? Let's see. Map? Oh, please. Okay, we gotta stop first. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. Wow, this is quite cringy. Yeah, I gotta fix the rudder sense today. Because that was terrible. But I'm gonna let you guys know the landing rate after I record, because I'm on ShadowPlay. Yeah, it doesn't show. Oh my god. That's a tough one. Well, you know what? I mean, the plan was flight. We have done a full flight. Because we're down in Stockholm. It's not the Stockholm I was waiting for one, but for some reason we got this. But yeah. I will call it a day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm really sorry that I had a little bit of a key behavior on landing, because I forgot that they changed the rudder settings, so the sensitivity curve should be changed. Otherwise, it does what it did there. Underline and stuff. But yeah, I see you guys in the next one. I hope you all enjoyed it. Feedback's much appreciated. I hope you guys enjoyed the landing at the very least, which was not too bad. It didn't seem bad at the very least. I could be surprised. I could be wrong. Could have been a terrible landing. Hopefully not. See you guys in the next one. And stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.